when you grow up seeing fish and then you see like we have seen oodles of fish that come up and spawn, and it's wonderful. We'll sit for hours and watch the fish. And then you'll see the bears come down and you'll see the bears play in the stream and get their fill of fish. And they're just so happy, and you'll see all the animals come. And you know what? It's a soothing thing to watch because the animals are there. They're not attacking anybody. They're there for the food. They're there, but everybody seems to be at peace with everything, and this is how it should be. I'm the president of Maple Creek Streamkeepers, but I wouldn't be anything without the help of my fellow Streamkeepers. Connie Budd, who's also my sister-in-law, she was the one that got me interested. She says, oh, come on, come along, you'd be amazed at what there is in a stream. That's where fish life starts, is when they spawn in our local suburban streams, and then they go out to our oceans. But without taking care of our streams, without taking care of our wildlife like our bears and our coyotes and our lynx and our birds, because our birds are part of that habitat too, we wouldn't have wild salmon species, and we wouldn't have our wild species, period. Just about 3 decades. So we know our stream, we know how it's evolved over the years. You can see all the greenery and whatnot, and how big and tall the trees are. And it's because we have some water flow into the streams, and this is why bears and lynx, and you'll see coyote, and we also have river otter too that are in our watershed. Oh, we've got shoes as guard. We've had things dropped in the stream. Oh, we've pulled out a house, and it's been a whole tiled house. It looked like it might have been a restaurant because it was huge tiled pillars that we pulled out with the house. We had a hand with that because we needed a front end digger to help pull it out. We've had a Jeep that we had to pull out. We've had numerous amounts of counters, drywall, toilets, stoves, fridges, innumerable amounts of junk that we've had dropped in. We've had people that drop their fridge full of rotting food in the stream. Yeah, they just don't seem to care, which is really sad. So the wildlife in the end are the ones that suffer. And we don't want this to be a continuing circle, because the wildlife end up dead and we end up frustrated because we're doing our very best, but we need people to step up and say, this is unacceptable, we will help you, we will do what it takes to ensure that your wildlife doesn't end up dead, but ends up protected. We're trying our best, and we're hoping for help, and we're hoping that we shine a bigger light on the problem. Down at the river, they're packed. Absolutely packed down there. You go down there and you'll see the water will have flip-flops in it, you'll have glass in it, you'll have garbage. They just throw things there, leave things there, everything. Brownie, a lot of times, when it's been really warm, likes to lay on our wonderful floodgate. And a lot of times you can shout, you can say anything, but Brownie won't go away. Because they generally find a really shallow pool and just plop in it. Because it's too warm, and you know what, he'll come out at dusk and then he'll go find something to eat. Which, sadly to say, with all those people on the stream, it'll be garbage. Which I'm very unhappy about, because they don't take their garbage with them. There'll be a lot of glass, a lot of garbage bags, a lot of leftover fast food. And that's really sad. And ever since they allow drinking in the parks, they feel that the river is part of the parks now. So they've all moved down into the river. So it's made it like pizza boxes floating down the river. Now, if I was a bear, the smell of a pizza box, yeah, man, I would go after that pizza box. We've got to ensure that we don't leave garbage around, that we freeze it, we don't put it out, and that whatever we take into this area, we take out. It's the Streamkeepers that go with their garbage pickers and pick up all the garbage and all the cans and all the refuse that you can find along here, so that it looks tidy, the animals don't get a hold of it, because it's really bad for the animals to be eating it. And because there's the smell of food, it's an attractant, and they think that they can eat it because there's a smell of food. So because they'll just gulp it down and it's gone. So it's no just little nibble and find out, oh, it's just plastic or it's just paper. They'll just inhale it and eat it. We've got to do better ourselves. We can't always put the responsibility on somebody else, because in the end, it's our responsibility. This area is wonderful. You know what? With fish, with birds, with everything that we have. You know, that's why we hold it really precious. We would hope other people hold it as precious as we do. We would hope that they understand we want to protect all the bears, the coyotes, all of those animals. We don't want them eating garbage, because it's their life we're protecting. If you want to see those animals in the wild, you want to ensure that they're healthy, that they're going to procreate, that your grandchildren will be able to see them in the wild too. So you know what, let's make a concentrated effort to ensure that their living room, their backyard is protected like you would protect yours. Shot! Chris, that's wonderful. Oh yeah, I see the second owl lower. Isn't that? I was looking at. You know what a fabulous area though. We're just happy that we've still got a bear. But if it keeps up, we won't have a bear, because people keep leaving their garbage around. And you know what? They freak out when the bear comes near them with their piles of garbage, and then they phone conservation or the RCMP, and then we'll have a dead bear at this rate. So we're hoping against hope that some education or whatever you bring in, take out, please. Because we want Brownie to live a long, good life, along with any of his brothers, sisters, siblings, you know, any of his relatives. We want to live a good, long life, especially in this watershed, because it's good and healthy to have those animals here.